And I think to put this back to the teamwork context and why any leader, any team member needs to care about this, I'll share a true story about a client, a woman named Kelsey that I was coaching. And she's an executive at a Fortune 500 company. And she got some feedback that her empathy was weak in a 360 performance evaluation. So as I was coaching her, I was looking for, helping her with all the traditional markers of subpar empathy. So I started to shadow her meetings and study her and the team dynamic. And turns out when she was in person, she was great at all these things. She was thoughtful, she asked good questions, she had good body language. But while her traditional body language signals of empathy were great, her digital body language signals were abysmal. She was the person that would send the brief message saying, "Where is this?" with 5 question marks, freaking out her team. She would chronically cancel meetings and video calls at the last minute, again, after her team had spent months preparing something for her. She would often multitask in those meetings on video because she wasn't as present the way that she was in an in-person setting and didn't realize that the effect that that had on her team. And so she really had to learn that to motivate, inspire, and drive engagement on the modern day team, she had to build a whole new set of cues and signals to build that team spirit. And so I share that example to sort of show the old world versus the new world that we're all living in. And even if, again, we're full 5 days a week in the office, research shows that up to 70% of our communications or collaborations are virtual or in hybrid in some way. We are still sending the same amount of emails. We are on calls. This is how we connect with our teams, with diverse stakeholders, with our customers, and beyond.
It just strikes a chord. I might be going out on a limb. So you being the higher achiever, the two of us, pull me in here where I'm wrong or where the thesis might go a little bit awry. This I can't help but think as you share this connective intelligence, connecting intelligently, where I've heard you say more isn't always better. And
That's right.
when I hear you share the importance of empathy and that we're still communicating, even if we're in the office digitally and on all these platforms, not in person, basically,
Right.
where AI, ChatGPT comes into play and people freak out, and I'm going to get an assistant and they're going to do my messaging and I can train it so it could have a similarity of this empathy or these markers, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what? For me, it makes the argument stronger that you need that human connective tissue, if I may, in our interactions and in our teams, our leadership, our styles, whether it is digitally or not. And what we have to be careful of, I'm taking this a little bit further, is with AI and these virtual assistants, and they're becoming collaborators where you're giving them multitasks now, that it's even more important. The weight in the calculus is so much heavier on human connection.
That's right.
I don't
I
know. I'm
mean,
preaching to the preacher,
yeah,
but it just
no,
crossed,
I conversation I'm having all the time with my keynote clients as well. So